everyone. Welcome to the
Hi,
Doctor Who and Torchwood review. Now, I feel like it's been forever since we've actually talked about both the shows at the same time on the same show. So,
Yeah.
we've been, busy. But thank you guys for being here today. I'm Xray Girl, and of course, this is Zia. And today we're talking about episodes Doctor Who Season 3, Episode 6, The Lazarus Experiment, and Torchwood Season 1, Episode 7, Greeks Bearing Gifts. So that's going to be interesting. Now, overall first thoughts, Zia.
Okay, so this is another week where I liked Torchwood better than Doctor Who. So this week's Doctor Who was like, it wasn't a bad episode. I was just kind of meh about it. I watched it was forgettable. And like as I was watching it, I remembered that I had seen it. And I was like, okay, yeah, this was an episode. But it wasn't one that like really, like I said, it wasn't bad, but it just wasn't one that I was really excited about. But the Torchwood episode I thought was really good.
Okay, so I have similar thoughts in the sense that I think the episodes in each individual were really good concepts, but I think the story lacked in Doctor Who a lot more than Torchwood. But at the same time, this was not one of Torchwood's finest episodes either.
Okay.
In my opinion.
This Torchwood episode. But you know, I think I liked because we finally got I'm blanking on her name completely.
Into Tosh.
Yeah, we got a Tosh-centric episode finally. They haven't really explored her character at all until
yes. I do like that part, but I think with the weak part, and it's kind of opposites in both, but like the weak part in this episode was the alien story, whereas I found in Doctor Who the human element that was a little weak.
Yeah.
And so I kind of find for me both episodes are kind of even in that sense, but both still good, especially if you compare it to current day episodes.
See, that's the thing. That's the thing. We're like, you know, watching this and critiquing these episodes based on when they came out, not based on what we see now. Because if it's based on what we see now, 10 out of 10, this episode was amazing.
Yes!
So good.
A triumph. An absolute triumph.
Agreed.
But I think if we look at it in its time, what was it, like 2004?
Is that when this was?
I was 14, so I have no clue.
Something like that. 2004, 2005, I want to say, for what the season we're in now, right?
Yeah. Chat, what do you think? Was this good? These episodes good in its time? Jonathan says 2006. All right.
2006. Okay.
I was
all right.
16 years old, so.
That sounds about right. Yeah. I mean,
just a wee
less. Oh my God. Remember being 16? Good Lord.
Oh, the angst. The angst. I actually wouldn't have thought I would be here at 16 years old, so.
Me neither. No way.
Like, no idea. I thought I'd be, well, I am married. Got that.
Okay.
No kids. And in the weirdest job in the world.
Right. You're like, wait a second. I did not picture myself being on YouTube for a job.
Yeah. I mean, YouTube at that time, my favorite video was like shoes. Oh my God, shoes.
I don't remember that one.
No, let's get some shoes. Anyways.
I remember like one of my first like favorite YouTube videos was, brother, would you like a pot of hot Kool-Aid? It was so stupid.
What the heck were we watching back then?
Oh boy.
Okay, well, let's ask chat what they think their favorite episode was from this week.
What do you guys think? Let us know, because they were both fun episodes. Like I still enjoyed the Doctor Who episode because I just enjoy David Tennant so much. It doesn't matter what the episode is, but it just was, you know, it was kind of cool how they explored, like you said, the human element of it, and the fact that, you know, we have to contend with one day growing old and dying, and not everybody handles that really well. You know, it's not something that I like to think about because I like being alive. I'm not excited to die one day.
Yeah.
But I'm not so crazy that I'm like looking for ways to live forever.
Exactly. Okay, so let's get into Doctor Who first then, since that's like your not as favorite episode. I do like that concept that they put in there, the idea that, okay, we're going to transcend being human.
Mm-hmm.
My first thought was, okay, he's going to become younger. Now, where I saw it going interesting was we have the doctor, who like is 900 something years old. So he's lived many lifetimes in a human's life. And I think pushing against what nature has brought on for us as humans, you live, you die, and you shouldn't be able to go back in time, is a very ethical kind of debate. Like, should we do it? If we have the technology, who is gonna be able to access it? And
Look,
it
if
kind
the
of explores a little bit of that.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, if the technology existed and was like, something that we had access to, I would do it. I don't think one lifetime is enough. I think we need more than that. But also, at what cost?
And exactly, because with the way he developed his technology, there was this downside of having to suck the life out of other people in order to live. And he obviously wasn't a good person. They hinted at that when he was talking to Tish that first time, and he was like, he had a full Biden moment.
He did.
He was like,
that's true.
That just smells so good.
Oh.
Yeah, it was really creepy, and her answer was just perfect. It's just soap. It's just my natural musk.
I just shower. That's all.
And it just makes me think he probably doesn't shower. He didn't look like he showered.
No. Imagine, you think that happens as you get older. You start to get old and you're like, fuck it. You just stop showering and taking care of yourself.
I mean, I never thought I would do this where I don't wash my hair every day.
Well, that's normal for a girl, though. We're not supposed to wash our hair.
We're not supposed to.
Yeah, but you don't realize that when you're young. You don't know. It's not till you get older. And I'm like, oh, I'm killing my hair.
Yeah. And so my hair's been healthier now since I washed it I push it to 5 days now. I know that's bad.
No, that's not bad. I just can't get away with that because my hair is so thin and fine that it gets so greasy. But I can go 2 or 3 days depending on how hard I work out.
You can tell when my hair is dirty. Chat, this is a secret, Xray Girl secret. When my hair is curly.
Do you curl it or does it get curly when it's dirty?
I curl it because
it's not dirty.
Cleaner. It looks cleaner that way.
That's so funny. I love that.
Sorry, chat. A little glimpse of my life. But yeah, I washed my hair today, so I'm smelling like Tish, I suppose. Yeah, it's just soap. Natural scent.
Why did I look over at chat and I just see a comment that says, I love the smell of a woman who hasn't showered in a couple of days.
Wait, where's that?
Holy hand grenades.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I look over and that's the first thing I see.
Hey, holy hand grenades. There is a musk that comes with that.
There is a musk. But you know what? I will say that when you're attracted to a guy or a girl, obviously this goes both ways. You like their natural scent. You like the smell of their sweat. I know that sounds weird, but I've found that anyway.
There's that chemistry between people.
Yeah.
And if you enjoy the scent, then you're like, basking in it.
Yeah. You're like, that's a person that your body's like, make babies with that one.
Yeah. It's like our bodies match. So we have J.S. Pena with 199 said late and grooming. Well, I guess I did kind of groom earlier, but not in the way that you're meaning, J.S. Pena. I see what you did there. Yeah.
What kind of grooming is he talking about?
Combing my hair and making sure my part was straight. Thank you. And Saw, member for 2 months on the banana level. You two look beautiful, and Zia will be 29. Wait, what? It's your birthday this Thursday?
Yeah.
You're turning 29?
I'm turning 29.
Oh, I don't have your birthday on my phone.
I don't tell people about it.
Well, except Saw, apparently.
Except Saw. No, I don't go out of my way to tell people about it if it comes up, but I realized that I was streaming on my birthday. So I was like, well, yeah.
Alert at day of event. Okay, cool. I have you in my phone officially. Birthday's there. And yeah.
I'm gonna send out I'm so bad at this. I'm so bad at like planning anything for something like that. But I decided I'm just gonna make a group chat in Twitter and send the link of my stream, and anyone that wants to jump on and can jump on can.
For unqualified experts, or is
For
this just going to
unqualified
be
experts.
okay? Cool,
But I
cool,
could
cool.
make it just like a fun birthday stream. Like,
I
fuck
think you
it.
should. You should. Either
Yeah,
way, I mean, prep the topics, and if you get there, then great. If not, then that's fine too.
Yeah, exactly.
And thank you, Saul, for letting me know about that. I would
Thank you,
never
Saul.
have known.
I'm horrible. I just don't. I don't talk about it. Birthdays stop being exciting after 21.
They are. I can celebrate any day, really, and it really does not matter when that happens. So, Tricky for $2 says, "How many 29th birthdays does this make Zia?" I've been 16 since 2006. I'm sure Mark is just cringing from that. He's like, that makes you underage. I'm like, so?
You're like, deal with it.
Deal with it. Okay, getting back to Doctor Who and age, I did think about like, how does he choose the age he gets to? But I mean, that's just one of the things that we don't know about in the show.
What do you mean with the doctor?
No, with the Lazarus when he went in.
Gotcha. Yeah. Oh, that's a good question. You're right. They didn't explain that. They never explained what age he decided to go back to. It was just kind of like, we'll see. I could be a baby or it could be 40. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, that we were at this. He was a bad person from the get-go. And when he was telling his I guess wife, was that his wife?
I couldn't figure out if that was his. Yeah, definitely his lover. I couldn't figure out if it seemed like they weren't familiar enough to have been. Well, maybe, I don't know. He definitely was fucking ditching that old broad, though. He was
Oh my God, he was
done
so
with her.
rude. He was like,
Horrible.
she was like, "Oh, I can't wait. I'll be first in line to get the transformation." And he's like, "Well, guess what? I'm dropping you.
Why would I stay with you when I can get some young bitches?" And she's like, "But I'll be young too." And he's like, "Nope, fuck out of here."
I don't even think he was interested in women, to be fair, once he transformed.
That's true. He just wanted to eat them.
And not in a fun way.
No, he wanted to suck their life force right out of them, and they turned into little mummies.
It was really creepy. And the first transformation, when you saw his like little tail, all I could think was aliens, face huggers, and the thing also came up in my head too. I'm like, it's all so creepy, and I think they did a good job explaining the idea of the DNA and the unstableness of it, and that's why he reverts to whatever that form was.
I like how he keeps his face on the body, though. He just has that.
The CG face was so funny. Oh my God.
Horrible.
It was so weird looking at that bluish tinge. I don't even know what color it was.
It was kind of bluish, yeah.
And like, how does that all fit into his body when he's a human?
I don't know how that happened. It's like his molecules kept changing. I don't know. I'm just thinking of sciencey explanations, even though they really didn't give us any.
Well, like they tried to, and I think if you just don't look into it, it makes sense. You're like, oh, okay, the molecules are unstable, and there's like secret DNA that gets unlocked when you go into this machine. But when you change, it needs a lot of energy, so you need to suck that life force out of people in order to sustain your body, and then it just
which kind of makes sense, but it like kind of makes sense, like you said, if you don't think about it. But once you think a little bit and you're like, okay, well, the molecules change. Are they getting bigger? How is that possible? Where does all the mass come from? Because he's huge, and then he's back to just being regular human size. It's very weird.
It's so weird, but you just kind of, I think because the episode was pretty good overall, that I kind of accepted it. And
yeah, he's bigger on the inside.
Oh my God, that's what she said. This is a good way to look at it. Red Fox,
like
a genetic vampire, is another way of looking at it. So
I like that a lot. That makes sense.
Yeah, And Tricky brings up a good point. The transforming back and forth is weird. Transformation should be one way, but it helped the suspense. Because you're like, when is he going to change? It's so creepy.
Yeah, that's true. And he could be in his human form and be very unassuming. And then all of a sudden he's that giant Lazarus creature. But I liked that. I guess if you think about it, it's kind of similar to a werewolf, right? That goes back and forth between human and like humanoid wolf kind of thing.
With the werewolf, it makes more sense though, because you have the moon causing the transformation, whereas the creature to human, there's no set rule unless he's hungry, maybe.
Yeah, there didn't seem to be a trigger. That's true. Like, what was the trigger that, yeah, like you said, maybe hungry, or maybe it was just random. I don't know.
Jeff wants to ask a question. I know the doctor would save us, the Earth, from aliens and monsters, but would the doctor save us from us? Unless it's supernatural, probably not.
No, he just lets us fight amongst ourselves like a bunch of heathen animals.
Yeah.
Fucking being like, no, I'm right. And I'm right. And then we fight entire wars over it. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. You would have stopped wars if that were the case. Between humans, I mean. He stopped, of course, alien wars, Daleks and Cybermen, but yeah, no. He leaves us be because there's that whole thing where he marvels humans for being imperfect because they're amazing creatures. And there's downfalls, but the beautiful part is that contrast between the downfalls to what people can do naturally when they try or not try.
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing. And we have great capacity for evil, but we also have great capacity for good. It's hard. You don't see what someone's really like until they're put into a difficult situation, and everybody handles it so differently. And I guess that's the beauty of being human. But it's kind of like, I don't know if you ever saw the Orville, but it's kind of like that. And I think Doctor Who is similar, where they don't meddle in the natural progression and evolution of humans. They're kind of like, you guys have to figure this out on your own. And we're just here. And he like keeps the supernatural threats out, and or alien threats, or also anything that's not supposed to be happening, anything that's like outside of the timeline, kind of, if that makes sense.
No, it does. He shouldn't intervene. Otherwise, the other thing that he has to look at is possible butterfly effects.
Yeah.
You know? Like if he stops this war, the whole world and its future will change according to that. So yeah, his prime directive.
Yes.
Exactly. And also on this episode, there was what seemed like progression between her and the doctor.
I did like that. That was my favorite part, was actually just sort of seeing her family and the dynamic between her family. That was really cool. You get to see a bit more of that. And yeah, seeing the dynamic change between the two of them a little bit, where he's starting to see her more for her, not just as a replacement because he was lonely because he lost Rose. It was like, okay, I see you. I actually do like having you around. You're smart and enthusiastic and vivacious in your own way, but he's still not like interested in her like that. And it's clear that she still has those, feelings for him. But the doctor, he's the kind of character that he attracts these people that would do anything for him. I mean, as we saw with Rose and now Martha, constantly throwing themselves into harm's way and danger. And no matter what, it's always like, we have to find the doctor. He just has that energy that draws them in.
Yeah, he's got BDE.
Yeah,
give him that big dick energy.
I'm telling you, I bet you it is pretty big, huh?
Who knows?
Let's just pretend like it is for my sake.
Oh my god. Xander's rants for $1.99 says, finally you guys are back. It's about time. Hell freaking yes. Thank you, Xander, for that. Xander. What is all this? Heaven on earth gathering kitties? What? I'm very confused.
About kitties?
I don't know. Gather all the women together. That's heaven on earth. Or hell, depending on the women you gather.
Yeah, that could go either way.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So at the beginning of the episode, seeing the doctor drop her off, I'm like, okay, obviously he's not going to drop her off. And then he ends up staying in that time period. It's so funny because I actually did forget that I guess she saw her mom the night before at the barbecue or birthday party or something.
Uh-huh.
And then was it the hospital episode that happened after that? And then she went on the adventure with him?
I'm trying to remember now. It feels like it's been so long.
It's been a month for us, probably since
It has.
the beginning.
I
But
want to say that she was at the hospital first, and then after that, when she came,
oh, then the barbecue.
yeah, then it was the barbecue.
Yeah, and then she left to go on adventures.
Yes,
just one stop. So, yeah, it was very telling. The difference from when they said bye the first time to the second time, and I actually had a very the second time you see them say bye, and he's like, one more, and she's like, I'm done with this one more thing. And I was like, this is where I'm going, girl power. Yes.
Hell yes.
Tell him. But it's not even just girl power. Like if that was a guy in her shoes, I'd be telling him, you need to stand up for yourself. He's obviously taking advantage of you, or she's taking advantage of you for a crutch, keeping her around as a rebound. That's not cool to do that to someone. It's very selfish. And the fact that she had that final realization was awesome to see for any human. And it just shows that she grew. And I mean, this episode I did really grow to like her more.
Yeah, it's having that respect and finally realizing that she deserves better, and she does. She is a great character, but also just anyone really deserves better than that. So it was really cool to finally see herself be like, hey, wait a second, you can't keep messing with me like this. This is not fair.
And it really isn't.
No.
Even when at that final pivotal moment when they're up at the top of the bell tower and she is throwing herself like, I'm just trusting him. She almost literally died. She got, tentacle smacked by that thing and off onto the ledge. And I'm thinking, girl's gonna die because she believes in him. Kind of like how Rose did as well. But at least Rose was getting reciprocal interaction. Martha wasn't.
He loved her. He loved Rose. He was going to tell her, and then he couldn't because the power from the star ran out.
I know. God damn it. There needs to be another star.
Another one.
But it was just it's beautiful seeing that. And then on top of that, who is that random white dude?
Which random white dude?
The one that talked to Mom. He goes and talks to Martha's mom and goes like,
oh,
he's dangerous.
Yes. I don't remember who that is, so I can't even tell you. I forget. I know. I can't even be like, oh, wait till you find out because I can't remember.
And someone in my chat earlier was like, remember this guy's name. I already forgot it. It's like Harold or something.
Tricky. I don't remember. Tricky. I don't even remember. He says, don't say Zia. I can't
Harold
even remember.
Saxon.
Harold Sachs. He'll probably come back to me as I'm watching it. I'll be like, oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because he comes in all ominous and he obviously knows who the doctor is. And I'm thinking, okay, could this be Torchwood?
Maybe?
That's like the first thing that usually comes to my head in terms of someone knowing about it, the government or Torchwood.
No, don't spoil it. Sorry, I don't know. I'm yawning. Lord Thoth says, where are the treats? Sundays are the only snacks days, Lord Thoth.
Otherwise you'll get fat.
Otherwise I'll get fucking huge. I'm eating a salad for dinner tonight. Tricky, it's big. Oh my God, this is going to drive me crazy. How do I not remember this? This is a big thing?
Okay. Yeah, guys, don't spoil it. Don't be buttholes in the chat, okay?
Yeah. Don't do it.
Okay, but we want to know so bad, but don't actually spoil it. Because it's so interesting seeing her mom and her reaction to like meeting the doctor. I think the mom has such a natural reaction. Like, okay, she disappeared last night. What is she doing? She meets the doctor. Oh, what do you know? She's like, I've heard so much about you. Oh, what did you hear? And he goes, you're nice. And then I would immediately go, you're lying. You don't have to lie. You just, So that's not a great start to meeting mom. And then on top of that, Harold's whatever he whispered to mom, and then seeing that Martha literally puts herself in danger to go help the doctor. It's like
it's always one of those things though. And like, okay, here's the thing. They always say in a lot of these episodes, like the doctor, wherever the doctor goes, danger follows, right? They always say, it's always like the death and danger and destruction follows the doctor. But he's always just trying to help, and he's like in the right place in the right time. He's not causing it most of the time. He's there to help fix it. So if he wasn't there, it'd be a lot more catastrophic. Now, would the companions be in less danger if they weren't in his vicinity at all times? Probably. But if she was there at that Lazarus thing and the doctor wasn't there, the chances of them all dying would be higher. So I don't know. I just feel like that's unfair to the doctor. That's all I'm saying.
I think he puts himself in those situations. He did leave. He didn't have to come back. Then he just comes back and says, but like, really, what's that whole like changing human element thing that he was talking about on the TV? I got to investigate that.
Yeah, he knows. He's got a great bullshit detector. You know what I'm saying?
So, yeah, I think seeing the way he navigates through these issues are really good, but he is a bit reckless. At least in this episode, he seemed more reckless than usual.
He did a little bit.
Yeah, like blowing up the lab was a good idea, mind you. That did nothing on him. And then the whole having her go to the tower bell. I mean, he didn't want her purposely to do that. He just said, I'm going to go up to the tower bell. And then she ends up distracting Lazarus that way.
Yeah, no, it worked really well. Yeah. And her sister was actually, her sister was very helpful and just very like, okay, we got to do what we got to do. And she just kind of jumped in and did it. I got to give her sister props for that. It must run in the family.
Throwing herself into danger, possibly. Yeah, I mean, oh my God, her reaction to old Lazarus versus young Lazarus, though, was like night and day.
Yeah, she seemed to be really into young Lazarus. I was like, lady, he's not cute. I don't understand what's happening here. He's like, yeah, he's young, but he's not cute.
He's cuter than previous, for sure. But, you know, he is running a multi-billion-dollar company.
That's true. That probably would have an effect on a lady's panties.
Extra points for that.
Like, next to the doctor, can you really come on?
Well, I mean, Tish wasn't interested in the doctor. Well, plus that's Martha's boo.
That's true.
You shouldn't. I mean, I don't have sisters. I don't really know what that's like, but well, I have friends.
I've never been interested in my sister's dudes. My sister and I, first of all, have completely like opposite taste in men, and second of all, she likes them dumb, and I have a theory on that. But anytime my sister's like, "This guy's so cute," when she's dating him, I'm like, "Okay, if you say so."
Oh my God. I have a feeling I know what your theory is, but you know, we'll talk about that afterward.
Yeah. So anyway, back to the show.
Yeah, and just the mom's reaction to everything just makes me feel so nervous about what's going to happen or what was said to her.
Yeah, we don't get to hear any of that. I can't remember. It's gonna drive me crazy.
You'll find out eventually.
Yeah.
It will come out, I think, in like 2 or 3 episodes. Plus, like, maybe that has to deal with how Martha reaches her exit. I have no idea. That's just my thoughts.
Yeah.
Who the frick knows? I mean, I was right about the whole de-aging thing. That was kind of...
That's true.
Cool to see. Yeah. But I did like Martha's interaction with her family. Martha's mom, albeit less annoying than Rose's mom, but Rose's mom just has so much charm.
Rose's mom is the type of lady that you're like, I want to hate her, but I can't.
Yeah. And whereas Martha's mom is like legit logical. So you're like, I would do the same thing you do.
Yeah. Yeah, no, she is. She is very logical, and she's obviously a very strong, I don't take any bullshit kind of woman, which is cool. but she's very stern, which is I've noticed that that's not a quality that people, and myself included, it's weird, right? Like when you see a really kind of stern woman, it's not an attractive quality in a woman. Some people might think it is, but it seems to be the other way around.
So we're saying Mama is not very attractive as a human?
Kinda. Like in like a, like it can be kind of obnoxious sometimes.
I think because in the grand scheme of things, your kids are adults.
Right.
And this happened with my mom, and she said that she's kind of learned to, at least for me, let me do what I need to do in order to find the results, or find out the things that I need to. So it's kind of nice having that freedom and being told all the time, like, you're wrong, you're wrong, wrong. You're like, okay, and now I'm going to do it the opposite of what you do. Even though that's probably the truth and what needs to be heard, but it's just, will you listen? Are you in the space of listening? Honestly, to your mom or dad like that? I don't know. And obviously Martha's not.
It's kind of the same thing of when you're an adult. I think it's probably starts as teenagerdom, though. You get in this mindset of like, this is what I want to do, and you make that decision, and there's nothing that your parents can tell you that's going to make you change your mind. It's just you're not going to listen. There's so many things that my dad told me, and look, my dad was not a lead by example kind of guy at all, but he did give me pearls of wisdom that I absolutely chose to ignore. Because at that time I was like, no, this is what I want to do, and I think all humans are going to kind of do that.
Yeah, you need to make the mistakes for yourself.
Absolutely.
For the most part, there are very few human beings that actually listen to the wisdom that comes from beforehand, and then takes it in and actually implements it. And I mean, look at even the doctor imparting his wisdom to Lazarus, okay? Oh, living forever. I wrote down a couple of his quotes that he said. It's like, as time passes by, people come and go, and you're still there. Is it worth it, type of thing? Yeah. Yeah, here he is. Facing death is part of being human. You can't change it. And then Lazarus says, avoiding death is human as well, and we want to cling to life. And both are actually very correct, but at the same time, there's only so much you can do to stay alive.
And, well, that's the thing. And as far as we know now, the only things that we can do are really take care of our bodies, right? Like exercise, eating healthy, avoiding carcinogens as best you can, which is hard, especially in this day and age. All those things that we know that are good for us. And I think that if there was more available, we would add those to our arsenal as well. Like, but at what point does it stop? You know what I mean?
Well, us humans today already hurt ourselves more than help ourselves.
It's true. It's crazy to me that the more we find out, and I don't know if it's just because I've been sort of interested in this for so long, but it's so insane to me that the more we find out about health and wellness and all of those things, the more obesity, and I'm just speaking just for America, I don't know about other countries, obviously, but obesity is going up. Like the obesity rate is still going up somehow, and I don't understand.
If you think about, in the plainest terms, even just the food and availability of the types of food in America are vastly unhealthy compared to Europe. Like, if you take the same brands, because every brand has its own recipe for each country, because of the laws of what you're able to put in it. And America and Canada are one of the worst for these random crap ingredients.
But I just find it so odd because it's not that hard. Like, just don't eat packaged processed foods. It's not that hard to eat meat, potatoes, rice, vegetables, fruits. Like, it's not that crazy.
It's not that difficult to do it, but people like the easy way out. Even like, I find it crazy that people go and order Uber Eats even more than like once a week. And I say once a week as being conservative because I don't order Uber Eats. Like, that's going out to eat is like once a month type of thing.
I'm the same as you. It's like exciting. Although I feel like I've been eating out more than I would like lately. But when I do that, I don't feel good. You know what I mean? Like if I start eating out too much, I feel like, I feel icky. And I'm like, I need to go home and cook now.
Well, most things when you go and eat out, you don't know what they're cooking with. And I mean, I'm on keto right now. And every time we go out to eat, I go and like, can you cook the steak without anything? Nothing, no sauce, nothing, none. That's it. Don't even put the potatoes on the plate, okay? I don't want it.
Don't try to tempt me with your devil potatoes.
Because in the end, it gets thrown out anyway, so there's no point. And so even when I went out to sushi last week, and eating just sashimi was so odd. I don't do that normally.
Oh, sushi is so hard to like
sushi.
Stop. Yeah, like I'm so amazed that you went there and just got the sashimi. Holy shit.
Can I show you guys something? Where's my phone? I want to show you guys something really cool. So the place I went to was called Robo Sushi. Ooh. And let me see if I can find the video.
Is it the conveyor belt?
No, it's even better. It's even better.
Better?
It's even better. So the food this is me being brought to my table.
Are you on wait, is that a robot?
Walking. It's a robot.
You're walking behind a robot, it's leading you to your table?
Yep.
It looks like a little Roomba, but it's bigger. Like a taller
and then
Roomba.
It's like, here you go.
This is so cute.
I would show you the video of the food being brought out, but my friend's in it, so I didn't want to show a video.
It's okay. Oh my god, that's so cute though.
Robo Sushi. The robots are taking over.
They are. It's gonna happen. They took our jobs.
Yeah. Well, the funny part, Michael, job killer. I think because a lot of people take the wrong items off the robots, they were like putting it on people's table, and I'm like, what's the point of these robots? You might as well walk it over yourself.
Yeah, it's true. I think it will get to that point, but we're not there quite yet. The robots can't do everything.
Yeah. I have gone to a conveyor sushi place though. It's fun. Have you?
Yes, there's one in Hawaii called Genki Sushi, and it's on the Kona side, which is like the opposite side of the island that I lived on. But it would be like we'd drive over sometimes, kind of just to go there. It was so exciting because it's this huge place, and the conveyor belt is giant, and you just sit up against it and grab whatever you want. Oh my god,
it's so you can grab what you want, so it knows what you take. Whereas the place I went to, you ordered, and the conveyor belt would just shoot out and then stop at your seat.
Oh, no.
Very interesting. Yeah.
So this place there's different colored plates. And what you do is each different color signifies a different price. So they're just constantly making sushi, and they put it out on the conveyor belt, and you can just grab what you want, and then you stack the plates. And that's how they determine how much your bill is. Cause they're just like, okay, this yellow plate is like $3 or whatever it is.
That's so cool. I
spend so much money when I go there.
Oh, that's a very cool concept. Okay. Well, if I ever go to Hawaii, I'm going to hit you up on where to go.
Yes, I want to take my friends to Hawaii so bad. A, because I'm homesick as fuck, but B, because I just like want an excuse to go around and like do all that stuff. If I ever go, I'm taking some people with me.
Yeah, let me know. That would be really, really fun to have a girls' trip to Hawaii.
I would love it so much.
But yeah, food. We did talk about food.
Every
all right.
time.
The only thing we haven't talked, well, kind of, we talked about Doctor Who's
I just think that David 10, someone in the chat said, I don't remember who it was, they did call him David 10-inch, and I was like
10 inches is too big.
That is way too big.
But that is a great name. If he was 10 inches, that would have been amazing.
Yes. I wouldn't sleep with him, but
big doctor energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He has that big doctor energy. I mean, okay. So he eventually concedes to having like this kind of not more than just that one more trip. And I guess he can officially call her a companion. Is that my
I think so. I think now she's an official companion, especially because he said, oh God, what was that line he said at the end? I watched it last week and then
forgot.
Yeah, and then forgot. But I watched Torchwood today. Oh my God. What the hell?
Chat might know better.
Something along the lines of like, it was never just a one-time thing, or like whatever it was. And then he like brought her in the TARDIS with him.
Yeah. I think he
like
wanted to, like, every person who has gotten hurt in a previous relationship, he wanted to put that wall up because he didn't want to get hurt.
That's exactly what it is. This is, oh my God, that's such a great analogy. It's when someone gets out of a relationship where they got fucked up, they, immediately put up all these walls. And it's the same sort of thing with the Doctor. That's so funny.
Yeah. Yeah. Human psychology with relationships. And with him, it almost is even worse because he knows she's out there living hopefully a happy life. And there's nothing he can do because if he goes there, the world could end and shatter and fragment and get all screwed up. And so it's like, do I go for love and kill the worlds? Not just one.
Multiple. Or
just live here forever.
He has to live without Rose, though.
Very sad.
I'll never get over that one. It's okay. I know what's coming.
Except for the part with Harold, whatever his face is.
Yeah, that guy. I can't remember that. God damn it. Harold.
What a British name, Harold.
Yeah,
Harold.
Who names their kid Harold? Who looks at a baby and is like, I'm going to name him Harold?
I mean, is Prince Harry actually Harold?
Probably. But I bet that's a family name.
Maybe. I mean, I like Charles. Charles is a nice name, but I don't know about Harold.
Charles is okay, but then you end up getting called Charlie.
I like Charlie, though. I like it for a girl.
Not so bad. Charlie for a girl's kind of cute. I like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Already.
Every child is like, fuck you.
Prince Harry is actually Henry.
Oh, you know what? That's actually better.
I like Henry.
Henry's better.
Yeah, he should be called Henry then. I don't know. Wow. Wakener says my senior class president was Harold. President Harold.
Come sign the yearbook.
Yeah. Oh, God. I see Jason throwing food in the chat right now. I love Japanese and South Korean food.
Yes.
Unagi, teriyaki salmon, miso soup, and ramen.
Yes.
Chicken bulgogi, tteokbokki, kimbap, and kimchi pancakes. Ooh.
Oh, Jason Webster. I had some of the best kimchi pancakes I've ever had in my entire life. And like
that.
Xray Girl. They're so good. They're so good.
If I go off of keto, because I'm probably going to do like I'm trying to think, I'm like, maybe take like a week or something off of it and then get back into it. But like, I'm looking at this, like teriyaki salmon, can't have that. That's too sweet. Ramen, can't have that. Chicken bulgogi I could have with like cauliflower rice. Tteokbokki, probably not. Kimbap, probably not. The pancakes, definitely not.
Meat jeun is one of my favorite things in the whole fucking world too. Holy shit. You could probably have that. It's like, it's thin slices of beef. It's kind of like bulgogi a little bit, but a little bit thicker. And then they pan fry it with, they flour it and then dip it in egg. So it's like floured and dredged in egg and then pan fried. And it comes with this jeun sauce that is like, my mouth is watering just thinking about it. You usually eat it over rice, but you wouldn't have to. You could just eat it like that.
I'll just eat the meat. I want meat. And Jason Webster with the 5 Australian says, hi to Xray Girl and Zia.
Hi, Jason.
Great way to start the day by watching 2 lovely, engaging ladies on the one stream. Thank you.
My goodness.
You're
Thank you, Jason.
Also, did you go work out, Jason? I
go
bet
to
you
the
probably
gym,
did.
Jason.
Probably
I
did.
not go to the gym today.
I did today. I did shoulders.
Yay.
I showed off my little shoulder muscle on Discord and I was like, it's growing.
Do you have boulder shoulders?
I do.
Are they getting there? Yay,
they're like,
I want to see.
Here.
Guys, look, it's going to see Xray Girl's shoulders.
I'm like, should I hide my boobies?
Oh my God, I do. I see the little line that goes like that.
Yeah. So they're getting there.
So nice. Yes.
I'm like, even though I just showed them, whatever. I don't know why I'm being like so shy.
cold.
Yeah. Earlier I was like, Zia, it looks like I'm in like Canadian winter and you're about to go running in the spring or summer fields.
I'm just pretending like I'm so sick of wearing winter clothes. I just miss being able to wear sundresses year round. Like this is all I want to wear all the time.
I agree. Once I feel a little more comfortable.
Amazing.
I wish I was ripped, guys. I'm not ripped. I'm just toned.
I saw so much muscle there. You're fucking getting there.
Let's see. We got Xander's Rants for $1.99 says X remembered when they compared their wands in 50th.
I don't remember that. I remember the 50th episode, but I don't remember them comparing wands. All right, this is going to be exciting when we get to that one then.
Like, are we talking about their peen sizes?
That's what I think he means. I'm really. Oh, are you talking about their sonic screwdrivers?
Oh.
or is what Russ Williams says, regeneration, it's a lottery. So that they saying like, you don't know what your dick size is going to be. We'll just find out.
My God.
I don't remember.
Here. For those wanting, that's my Discord, okay? Well, I would love for them to either compare their peen sizes or their wands.
Either way is going to be great.
I'm happy either way.
Yeah.
I mean, we know David Tennant is David 10-inch. Eccleston is I have no pun.
Well, he's the 9th Doctor, so maybe he's
he could be Eccleston.
Eccleston, yeah. Wow, everybody's got 10-inch wangs. All the doctors.
What
about
Matt Smith? I don't know.
He doesn't get to be 10 inches. That's for sure.
In my mind, he is.
The simping is going to get so strong when we get to Matt Smith. We're just going to do a little flip flop. Not that I don't simp for Matt Smith as the Doctor, by the way. I totally do. Just not as much as.
Not as much as Tennant.
As Tennant, yeah.
Yup. I have no pun. And then who's after Matt?
Capaldi. Peter Capaldi. I got nothing for that either.
Sorry.
Damn, sorry guys.
Jody lost her. I wish. Anyways. Oh my gosh. Jason Webster with 5 Australian. Funny you should say that, Xray Girl. I'm starting to work out now.
Nice.
What are you working out on? I did shoulders today, so. Ooh, this is a good one. Capaldi.
Okay, there we go. There it is. Wakener one. Nice.
Yep,
We need poor Matt Smith is going to be left out. He needs one.
Oh my God. The anti-pattern. Matt Smith.
13 inches. Could you imagine?
That 13 is like, you're going into, I need to wear certain pants to make sure that's hidden.
Yeah. That's like John Hamm's dick. Do you know that there's an entire website dedicated to John Hamm's penis?
I've heard. There's
just like a bunch of pictures of it showing in his
pants.
Yes,
it's ridiculous.
Crazy. And I've seen all the pictures too. I'm like, is that real or is that Photoshop? How can one wang be so giant?
Real. It's real.
That's so crazy.
Oh my God.
Surely for all
17 is definitely too big, unless you're talking about centimeters. Wait, how much is 17 centimeters in inches?
Really tight. Would be funny if it was like 3 inches. And you're like, oh no.
Well, 17 centimeters in inches is 6.6.
Oh, that's actually perfect.
So it's actually not bad.
No, that's good.
It's actually not a bad name.
I'm telling you, like 6 to 7 inches that's the sweet spot. I don't need any bigger than that because where's it gonna go?
Yeah, no, it'd just be, poking your child's eye out if you ever got pregnant.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. All right, let's get to the next episode. Oh wait, overall out of 10, I'd say this episode was a 6 out of 10. Pretty good, not great. Happy with liking her more.
Yeah, it was. I liked her more. It was a fun episode, but it definitely wasn't like my favorite of the two. And it's not. It's kind of down there as one of my less favorite
Doctor Who episode.
Doctor Who episodes. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Just because
Mhm.
because there are so many amazing ones coming, and we've seen so many amazing ones already. Like, it really can't compare to like Girl in the Fireplace. We're coming up on Weeping Angels. I can't fucking wait for you to see that one. Oh, yeah.
Yup. What is this? I just want to say that. Oh, Urban Thesaurus. Did you know if you look up 10 inches on Urban Thesaurus, David Tennant is the 10th definition?
Wait, really?
Seriously?
Is that real? I'm like
I
believing
believe
that.
Jonathan. I believe him. Wow. Okay. Well, good for urbandictionary.com or Urban Thesaurus. All right. Okay, let's get to the good episode.
Torchwood.
All right, Torchwood. So this episode, it started off very weird with the whore and the soldier.
I kind of like that. I was like, all right, cool. This was one of those ones that I also just sort of remembered as I was watching it unfold. I liked that whole idea though, that he was like, this bitch, and then you think that he's the one that's dead. I mean, she's the one that's dead.
Yes, it was such a misdirection.
I liked it.
And even the whole idea that he went out to the fields with her and then all of a sudden she's like throwing herself on him. I didn't see that. I thought he was just going to totally go for it and then he was going to die. But anyways, and then on top of that, there was another misdirection because she wasn't actually alien at that time.
No, she was just a regular human, and you see obviously something happened, but they don't show you. I like the way they did that. They give you just a glimpse, but they don't tell you enough to really know anything. And you find out as the episode unfolds, which I liked.
It's such a lost art.
Yes. Have you ever seen Memento?
No, should I?
Oh, yes, that's an amazing movie.
Yeah. It's just the teaser you need to stay in the episode because of course you have the teaser, it's this huge up, so you're stuck and you're like, I need to find out what happened, and then lull, slowly it gets more interesting, and bam, you get all the information. And I find a lot of shows don't do that, and they do a really good job in this one for that part.
They really tried their best to do something kind of like that in and like kind of like Memento, actually, a little bit, but done really terribly in the new season of The Witcher, and it was just infuriating. I was like, you guys are doing a terrible job. But this, they did it well.
There's something going on at the ball. Okay. It's not what it seems.
God. And then
not what it seems.
Over and over again. You're just like, oh, shut up.
Yup. It was actually literally ridiculous. So yeah, it was kind of interesting when you go to modern day. And did you right away know that the girl was the same girl? Because I did.
Totally didn't. I fucking was. It took me until like halfway through watching it, and I was like, oh, duh, because just having her hair be so different,
and the makeup
and the makeup and everything. Yeah, it was so. It took me till watching it halfway through, and then I was like, duh.
Well, where that crime scene was, it was very strange in a construction site to have that girl just randomly there. And that's why I was like, I bet that was the same girl. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it is. And I mean, I was right eventually, but I wasn't 100% sure either.
Yeah. And
then I didn't actually realize she was the same person in the crowd as Mary. I'm so dumb. No, so I don't know which is better or worse, your situation or mine.
Hey, look, this is not my first time I've had blonde moments like that.
So yeah, and even Owen, that was fun having him kind of be a bit wrong about everything, and then Gwen teasing him about that.
Yep. And watching their interaction was kind of fun, and hearing how they both are clearly like, we shouldn't be doing this, but they're both super into it. Like where he was, when Tosh put the necklace on and he was dusting or like checking the skeleton, he's like, don't look at her. And she's like, why isn't he looking at me? Why isn't he looking? And it was like, he's like, just focus on the skeleton. I liked that sort of, because we're getting a peek at the full blown affair that we haven't, because the last episode was the first time they actually slept together. Yeah. Yeah. So like, we're finally getting a peek at the actual affair, which I'm still really mad at her for doing that, because Reese
am too. Like, I love her, the character that they've portrayed for her boyfriend. Like, he is such a good dude. Now, Owen has grown on me a bit. I think that he is quirky in a cute, nerdy type of way. He's not a good person, but he can be one if he wanted to be. And then the person to me is being like, I could fix him.
Of course. That's the problem with those kind of guys. Us girls, we're so dumb. We're like so caretakey that we're like, we could fix him. But it's funny because I don't think that he's necessarily like, I think he's just really selfish. I think that's what it is. Yeah. He's very motivated by
self-interest.
Self-interest. Yeah, thank you. Not self-sufficiency. Self-interest. And so he's going to do whatever he wants to do as long as it feels good for him. And so sleeping with Gwen, even though it's wrong because she has the Reese at home, who's like the greatest dude in the fucking world, and she's out there screwing her coworker, but he doesn't care because he likes Gwen and he wants her. So he's just going to go ahead and do it. But I don't necessarily think that he's a bad person where he would like murder someone, or like he would do. I think that when push comes down to shove, he would probably do the right thing in some scenarios.
We've seen him do the right thing in almost all the life and death scenarios. So you definitely see that character, but it's just when it comes to relationships, that characteristic is definitely lacking in that aspect. And even seeing a glimpse into Tosh and what she has gone through, she basically, I think in her perspective, had a full-blown relationship with him.
Yeah, which is interesting because it doesn't seem like he felt that way at all.
No, there's like photos of him at her apartment, the birthday card she's kept. Like, people don't do that unless there's like meaning to it.
But I also think that but this is my interpretation of it, and I'm just curious to see what you thought too. I thought it was they were close friends because they worked together, but she was in love with him.
Most likely, because they've never. They said the most they've done is kiss.
Yeah, right. So I have a sneaking suspicion that he probably cares about her as like a friend and a coworker, and like, yeah, maybe they kiss, but he's obviously not into her. And I think she's in love with him.
Mm-hmm. I think that's unfortunate for her. You always like the people you shouldn't.
Tricky.
What is this? So you never caught the DPs throughout the movie? Wait, what?
It's the one up. He says he's not a bad guy. I mean, he wouldn't murder someone.
Oh, okay. Zia logic. Hey, honestly, you can have whatever opinion you want. For the most part, I'll just treat you as a normal human. Yeah. Unless you want to do things like that. For the most part.
Yeah, for the most part. That's so funny. But yeah, it's like an unrequited love type thing. Jonathan, for sure.
Yeah. And so kind of going along with the episode, they find the skeleton, they find that transformer thing. They don't know what that's about. And then she meets Mary, which, by the way, I knew she was sus from the beginning. Mm-hmm. Why would you give alien tech?
Especially if you're a scavenger, as she said. There's a bunch of us online. Okay, so if you're a scavenger, you're just giving away the stuff that you work so hard to find.
And also, like, Tosh did a really stupid thing, telling her all the stuff about Torchwood. Girl, you should have just walked away when you said you were going to walk away, and then you all of a sudden are telling her about all this alien tech, and you're like, crazy. Okay, what is she going to do with that? What is she going to do with this information? And I mean, it did change my thoughts, at least on what was going to happen. I thought she was going to go and steal the stuff. I thought this was going to be like another human issue.
Yeah, it definitely, again, good misdirection. It did look like that for sure. And then when you find out, oh shit, she's actually an alien, which I thought that CGI was pretty decent
It was really
for the
cool.
time. It was cool. Yeah, it looked really neat. And I like the idea of them communicating through telepathy with that necklace, and instead of using words. Because imagine, I feel like we do this all the time. I do this all the time where I have a hard time finding the words to express whatever feelings or emotions that I have.
Mhm.
And imagine just being able to share that without having to come up with the words for it, you know?
Yeah. Well, she was able to even transmit images.
Yeah.
Because that when she was like, "That is graphic." I was just like, "Oh,
Yeah, I wanted to know what the
oh,
graphic was. I was like, what I mean, I think I know.
I have an idea. Oh, okay."
That's what was happening. I knew it.
Probably, but it is kind of cool, that concept, but it was so awkward. Tasha's alarm bells should have been ringing from the very beginning, but because she was in such a vulnerable state where
Mhm.
she obviously lost Owen, she's like, "I think there's something going on between them, but I'm not sure." And then being able to vent about it and then getting the pendant, and of course, the girl's like, "You're gonna keep it, you're not gonna tell them about it." And then she finds out and confirms that relationship.
And
It's
you know what
heartbreaking.
though? I will say, to Tasha's credit, and I agree with you. I think she was so starved for affection, and she was really kind of heartbroken by the whole situation with Owen. But I will say, to Tasha's credit, she didn't lash out at them. She didn't really turn on them. She didn't tell on them. She didn't go, you know what I mean? Like, she didn't do anything vindictive. Like, she just kind of got lost in her own kind of side thing. And then when it came right down to it, you know, she also apologized and was like, I was completely in the wrong. And I'm sorry that I did that to you guys. That was such a violation. Like, she didn't do that thing that you see people do so much in real life and in movies, where they get hurt and they lash out and they just want to hurt the person that hurt them.
Yeah. I think that the show does a really good job in showing the morality and what people probably should be doing in these situations if you are of sound mind. Because
Yeah.
what she found out, it's bad. Okay.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's bad. But the way she found out about it is even worse. Infringing on people's privacy is like nasty. It's like reading someone's diary.
Exactly. Or like, you know, when you find out that your partner cheated because you go through their phone. Like,
Yeah.
you shouldn't have
Yeah.
been going through, like, yeah, they still cheated, and like it's a weird thing, but like, you also should not have gone through their phone. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
it's a
It's a weird
weird, like,
predicament to be in.
right,
Sorry, there's no alien tech that's gonna allow me to listen to people's thoughts and
right.
bring me to this moment, but, like, if we're thinking about the diary moment or the cell phone going through people's, like,
Mhm.
personal information, okay, it's going across the line. There were lines crossed, and there's obvious trust issues.
Yeah.
So her using that necklace, because she knew what it was used for. She tried it at the bar. That was so funny when the one guy was like, "That Asian girl, she looks like she's like, you know, she's still hot, but she's looking weird, but I'm into it."
Are they lesbians? I don't know if they're lesbians.
"Oh, I could do 2 lesbians. That's cool."
So stupid.
Oh my god, it was so silly. But, she went in to work with it on purpose, and you have to, reap the consequences, and it
Yeah.
was so funny seeing them scramble like they were caught, because they were caught, but she
Yeah.
didn't treat them as if they were caught, which was, good on her.
It was very mature.
Mhm. And, yeah, I think that was hopefully a wake-up call for Gwen, but it won't be.
No. No, she's gonna 100% keep
No, she
going with
said she
it.
was going to continue
Yeah,
with it.
exactly. She literally said it. And it was funny, listening to her internal monologue when she was wearing the necklace, when she was talking about, like, okay, no, this is good. We can't keep this going. But then of course they keep it going. Like, they're not gonna stop. For whatever reason, there's a weird chemistry thing that they have together. Have
Mhm.
you ever had that with, like, with someone where you can't explain why your body is so drawn to this person, like why you're so attracted to them, but it's just like an insane amount. Mark is
Yeah.
listening. You know what? Never mind. I don't want to bring up past stuff. That's like a horrible thing to ask someone.
Be correct.
That's true. But that's true. Yeah. That also it could 100%. Like it's just weird. Like sometimes you just can't explain it. It's so weird.
There's also like even friends, you have certain friends where you're just like, oh my gosh, we get along so well. It's so easy to be friends with you. So you could either relate it both ways, or even just family members too. Some of
Yeah, you
them
just
are
click
just
with some
closer,
people.
and
Yeah.
it's either life experience or just where I know I'm good friends with someone is in the quiet moments. It's not weird or awkward.
Yes.
Where you don't need to
100%.
talk all the
Mhm.
time. And I like that. So yeah, I
Yeah.
think Owen and Gwen, they have the weirdest polar opposite personalities, but it also works.
Mhm. Yep. And it does work sometimes. Like having things in common with a partner is good, but there's also something to be said for having the strengths where your partner has the weaknesses. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, where you cover each other's so that you as a duo are stronger than you singularly.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Mhm. And it's hard to find sometimes good friends that are like that, or significant others.
Mhm.
And I think another big thing is because Gwen is really changing as a human being. She has those two personalities. There's work Gwen, and then there's uh in real life Gwen. And
Yep.
she's losing in real life Gwen, being work Gwen all the time.
Mhm.
So now that she's changing, she's more attracted to someone like Owen, where I think at the beginning she was literally repulsed by him.
Yeah. And she was so in love with Reese, and for like good reason, but now you hardly see him because again, like you said, she's spending all of this time at work, and that's apparently where like 90% of affairs, like a very high percentage of affairs happen at work. That's always the way
Mhm.
it goes because you spend more time with the people that you work with than the people that
Yeah.
you live with, which is insane.
Yeah, and we saw that chink in the armor when she was feeling like the love wasn't 100% there, and then she had to be reminded with that memory thing,
Mhm.
and that clearly wasn't enough for her to hold on to who she was before, because she has changed so much from the job. And it's the same thing with the companions when they start hanging with the doctor. Life isn't normal ever after being with them. It's so
Mhm.
hard to go back, and we've seen what happens when people are left by the doctor. Their life sucks. They're looking for that next high because it's almost like an addiction. And if we kind of compare that to her, she kind of is living a semi-companion life without all the time travel,
Yeah.
because there's something crazy and new and exciting, and sometimes it's scary, but she also is doing things to help people even though they don't know about it.
But no, but you're right, it is. They don't know about it, but she's still helping to protect the world from all of this insanity that they don't know is happening around them every day. And also think about like this is I'm thinking more of the companion than her, but it's interesting to think about the idea of doing something exciting purely for the fun of doing it. Like it's not because it's not your like this is her job, but it's not because you have to make a living. Like you're not stuck with the mundane day in and day out of going to work to pay bills, to pay for your house, to buy food, and all of
Mhm.
those, things that you need to live. It's just pure excitement. And you don't even have to think about or worry about that other stuff.
Yeah, you don't have to worry
Just
about money. Your
no.
family will be there when you get back. Literally, if you come back at the next day, it's just as if you never left.
Yep.
So you just put your life on pause and you go on these adventures. Whereas in this space in Torchwood, her life is still continuing, and it's like Reese is being forgotten while she's living her new job, and with her new friends. And I mean, like, I think that there's going to be this new bond between her and Tosh now,
Hmm.
because they both, have some flaws, and they both realize it, and having someone to actually talk about it with might actually be beneficial to her.
Yes. Yes. Actually agreed with that big time.
Yeah, because I mean, Owen's not going to tell her to stop.
No, of course not. He's getting something out of it. It's in his own
Yeah,
self-interest.
he's got that booty.
Yep.
She's got a nice booty too.
It does have a nice booty. It looks so good in jeans. And I gotta say, the chemistry between those two actors is really good.
It's really good. I did think though that she was gonna end up with Jack, but I mean, who knows? Who freaking knows what will happen? I mean, you might know, but yeah, I don't know. Also, on top of that, when Mary was talking with Jack and like she sniffed him, another Biden moment. She sniffed him and she's like, "You smell different." It was another hint to his different humanness.
Oh God, I'm so glad you brought that up too, because the other thing that it looked like it freaked him out a little bit too is when he was talking to Tosh at the end and she was saying, you know, I couldn't hear. Yeah. She's like, I couldn't hear you. And he's like, I could feel you rooting around there. And she was like, it was like you were dead.
Yeah. Cause I remember looking at that scene when she was probing his mind and you could tell like such great acting. He was like, the heck is going on? And then she's like, what the heck is going on? And they like totally like played it off as if nothing happened on both of their parts. She's like, I just got like lost there for a moment. And I'm like, okay, that's odd because she obviously heard the other three, Yonto, Owen, and Gwen, so easily.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jack was like stonewalled or something. I don't know. And then also, though, when he was like, just trust me, don't move. Just, you know, I'll move when I tell you. So he can do it, but he can only do it with purpose.
Yeah.
So it's very strange. Another hint into his like different chemistry. I don't know.
Whatever the TARDIS did to him that changed him.
I mean, does he have a bit of the TARDIS in him?
Yeah, no, the TARDIS is what made it so he can't die. It's when he took in, it brought him back to life. The oh my God, what was it called? The TARDIS energy. It had a name, and for some reason I'm completely blanking on it. But
tricky,
tricky, yeah. But yeah, no, that's what it is. It was the TARDIS that gave him his, as far as we know, his immortality, because he can't die. He's been shot in the head. He's tried like all these things and he was already dead. The TARDIS, the energy from the TARDIS brought him back to life.
Mm-hmm.
Was it the Arton energy? I thought it was something else. Now I'm trying to remember.
I'm not sure. That episode feels like a really long time ago.
That was season 1.
God. And that was like what? Probably it was shortly after Chrissy's wedding. So September?
Aw, yeah.
Oh, I
That's
know.
So fun.
I know. And another wedding's coming up. Ah.
It was the Archon energy.
Archon energy. Okay. Interesting.
That's
but like Rose had that energy all up in her and nothing happened to her. Well, maybe not. I don't know.
She didn't have, well, she definitely had some like residual effects, but she didn't have it bring her back to life. She just kind of took it into her and like saved everyone. TARDIS Rose is still like so hot to me for some reason.
I know. Isn't it horrible that Rose never got a kiss from the Doctor ever as her normal self?
No,
she's only kissed
the
him
worst.
as other things. It's so not cool. She was TARDIS Rose kissed. She was slutty Rose. Who was that girl? Oh, the skin lady.
Oh yeah, Cassandra.
Yeah, and then kissed him. It's like that was so unfair. Her body kissed him, but not her.
Crap.
Maybe as Cassandra, she almost kissed him as herself.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So the whole dead bring back to life energy thing, they're hinting more at it. And I wonder, I don't know if all seasons you get to the culmination of what happened and it explained, but I like how he is in this episode. You know, he's very kind to Tosh, even though she did a big bad oopsies. But then again, Yonto did the same thing. Probably even worse, actually. Yonto did even worse.
Yeah, Yonto did worse.
Also, how did you feel about that whole scene with Yonto and hearing what he thought?
That fucking emo piece of shit.
Everything hurts. Everything just sucks.
Shut up, Yonto. Go to therapy, you fucking asshole.
Oh my God. Okay, so we do find out Ooh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. I also liked when Tosh put the necklace on in that pivotal moment at the end with Mary holding her like this, and you're hearing everyone's thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
And it adds this extra layer of like intensity. And even when she was down in the lab listening to the two of them talk to her back and forth, it was so cool. The random stuff that comes through their mind, because I'm thinking, if someone heard my thoughts, what the heck would I be thinking?
Mine would be a lot of song lyrics and a lot of like imagining scenarios that will never happen. And like, I don't know. Nobody should ever be able to read my mind. It's like a
No.
fucking ADHD goddamn nightclub in there. It's terrible.
You're like, ooh, shiny, ooh, hungry.
Oh,
Ooh.
100%. I'm like, okay, so if I just finish this shelf and I can put all these books away, and then, oh shit, I got to do laundry. And then I run upstairs to go do laundry. And then I'm like, oh fuck, I need to eat something. I'm starving. I haven't eaten anything today. Wait a second, I should take a shower first. That's my internal monologue at all times. And then I'll start thinking about things of like, man, I wonder what my life would have been like if I hadn't like, gone to San Francisco when I first tried to leave Hawaii. Like, I'll just start to think about these things. It's so bad. My mind is a fucking disaster zone.
That's the point of having, your is it ego behind, no, super ego, the id, the underlying monologue.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is. You think in words, right? Do you have an internal monologue?
Probably more like, I need to do this, blah, blah, blah. Oh my God, I'm so tired. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, I have to work out now. Okay. Ooh, faster. You're on the bike and like,
faster.
And then I'm taking my break in between my like reps, and I'm like, I could go on Twitter, but then I can't. I'm like, I'm gonna be late for my next rep.
Yep, that's yeah.
Yup. Oh, Mark says it's the super ego. Oh yeah, ego is what you're like, you can tell you're thinking, and then the super ego is your inner dialogue, and the id is your motivation behind everything.
Okay. Controls things like breathing, reptile brain. Got it. Okay.
All right. I have the reptile brain, apparently, according to Mark. I don't know what that means.
You just
Mark,
do
you're
the
confusing
things.
me. He's too smart for me sometimes. Yeah, holy hands, I agree. Mark, tell me what I'm thinking.
Ego is the chimp brain. Super ego is the voice of God. Wait, we have the
Yeah.
voice of God?
Yeah, God.
It's crazy.
No, okay. I feel like Reese is gonna find out. He's gonna break up with her, and I feel like she's gonna break up with Owen. Knowing TV, I feel like that's what's gonna happen.
I can see that. I also don't see. Look, here's the thing. Reese is the kind of guy that is going to be an amazing partner. He really loves her. He really cares about her. They live together. They have this life together. I don't see Owen being that guy.
Nope. He's, as you said, he is too selfish. He also likes to be free, it seems, and sow his oats, as the quote goes.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't want to be tied down, and that's okay. Some people are like that. But at the same time, if you're a good person and you know that Gwen is a nice girl, like things that you should do as a nice human being, but he's not a nice person. He's self-interests and all.
Yep. And he's attracted to her, and there's obviously something there, and he's just going to go for it.
Yep. And God, I'm surprised that they ended up breaking that necklace in the end.
You know what?
Thought they
Good
were
on
gonna throw it away.
Tosh. Yeah. No, that was good for her. She says it's a curse and she just stomps on it. I
It
think
is.
that was the right thing to do.
No one should be able to look into people's thoughts. Although it was pretty cool that she like got that ex-husband. But I almost, because it's Mary who told her, go into a public setting and just wear it and see where it takes you. It's a good thing. And I'm thinking, girl, did you set that up?
It kind of seems like it. That was a crazy thing too. And I do really like that Jack asked her some, kind of innocuous questions and got a feel for it. And he realized, all right, something's going on here. He's very intuitive.
It's so funny when he was like, so my friend Vincent, he changed when he got his behavior is weird. And then he ended up wanting us to call him, I forgot a different name, but he's like, now I check if people are having behavioral changes.
He's like, something is weird. Something is wrong.
I don't like it. And we're going to find out right now. So, yeah, he's such a different personality to the Doctor, but all at the same time, there's a lot of similarities, that whimsicalness to him.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
He's I don't think he's as dark, but there's definitely secrets that he himself doesn't know.
Yeah. I think because he hasn't, I don't think he's lived with his new life like this for that long. So he's still kind of trying to figure it out himself.
Mm-hmm.
And imagine being faced with the possibility that you can't die.
And keeps dying and not knowing if he's going to wake up, or that one, what was that one time he almost died? He was like, it almost felt human.
When he got zapped by the
the cyber woman.
Yeah. Dumbass Yonto's chick. Yeah.
Yes. And linking it to even just this past Doctor Who episode, fearing death is so human. Must have been the same writers. That's insane. God.
Now it probably
is. Crossover. It's amazing. It's amazing. I freaking love it. But yeah, Mary needs to go in a hole and probably get arrested. Oh, I did feel a little bad because I feel like Tosh was like, I feel like she wanted Mary to be sent back to her colony, but
she had feelings for Mary.
She got sent to the sun and died.
Where did you send her? To the middle of the sun. She's gonna die. Yes. It was so harsh. He was just like, yeah, that bitch is gonna fucking die. And you're like,
oh, okay.
The way he said yes. Yeah. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. Well, it was the same with Yonto when he had the cyber woman.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
yeah, it's true.
She has to die. I still stand by this. Yonto should have killed her. Would have been better.
It would have been way better. I agree with you.
And then you're like, now I respect you for, doing essentially what Doctor Who did with Rose.
I would have thought of him as less of a bitch. I can't with that guy's facial expressions.
Tell us how you really feel.
I know. I'm sorry. Every time Yonto comes up, I'm like, that piece of shit.
He sucks so much. We hate him. He's the worst.
So terrible.
I don't know about this. So Michael asked, why didn't Rose turn into a baby or an egg like the Slitheen did when she looked into the heart of the TARDIS? My only thoughts on that is she's more pure of heart than the Slitheen were.
Yeah, I think that it's because she was doing it with real intent to help the situation, the Doctor, and she had no hope. And so she was able to take it in because it was for completely different reasons.
Well, and the TARDIS, maybe it has the choice of doing things like that as well, because it is technically a living being. But I mean, who knows? I don't know if they'll ever explain it 100%, but that's just
that makes sense.
Maybe. Ooh. What?
Tricky. Remember that the Doctor abandoned Jack far into the future. Jack could have been alive for centuries at this point. I guess that's true, huh?
God, I need to rewatch things already. I think this is the problem, is because we're watching it kind of every week. I forget
instead
things.
Of binging it, yeah.
Well, and then these are things that I'm not looking out for, because what show was it? Attack on Titan. There was a lot of hints on like little secrets and eggs all over. And then when I watched it the second time through, I'm like, oh,
It's always on the second or third watch through. And even a third or fourth watch through, you start noticing things that you didn't notice on the first one. It's crazy.
See, even Russ said the TARDIS is intelligent. It's not just living.
Exactly.
There we go. So we did the edumacated guess. All right. Is there anything else you want to say about this episode
Let me think.
Bring up?
I think so. We talked about Jack. We talked about her getting rid of the thing. We talked about her having feelings. I thought it was crazy that she had feelings for Mary in such a short amount of time.
I think Mary was like the devil, though. Like Mary literally came in, tried to make her as vulnerable, broken down as possible.
Took advantage, and she knew, because that's how she was going to get into Torchwood.
Yeah, and like really made her feel bad, and then good, and then bad on top of that.
True. So, that is true.
There are people who do that as well in real life.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. People that take advantage of situations and emotions, 100%. That happens a lot.
So, yeah. Anything else?
I don't think so. I think that's everything.
All right. Episode, I'd give this a 7.5 out of 10. Could be better, but you know, I think that's a fair score. Yeah. Also, it was really funny during my watch through, because I know the episode came out 2000. Well, I guess now 2006. Smoking was banned in Ontario. Was it 94?
Wow.
So I thought it was so weird watching her smoke indoors. And then apparently it was banned in 2007, I think, in the UK. But I think most places it was 2006, 2007 that a lot of indoor smoking was banned.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure Hawaii, we banned indoor smoking like a long ass time ago.
Maybe. It could be state-wise too. I'm not sure about the US, but that was interesting little tidbit, because I was like, she's just smoking in the restaurant? What the heck?
I thought it was interesting that she's this celestial being, this alien who's living in a human body, and she's like, yes, cigarettes. Yeah. That was kind of weird. Although I got to be honest with you, if I knew that I could live for I mean, obviously that body was being preserved and you weren't going to die and you could live, and nothing, even cigarettes wouldn't kill you, I would maybe smoke occasionally.
I don't really like smokes. I like sniffing them. You saw me sniff cigarettes, I think.
I think I did at the content house.
One of my weirdest traits, okay? Tobacco smells so good, unlit.
Interesting. Yeah, that is a very interesting one. Look, cigarettes are disgusting. Don't get me wrong. They smell terrible, but God, they're good.
Yeah. My favorite cologne that Mark has is vanilla tobacco. It's so good. Tom Ford.
Oh. You're like, this smells like man. Yes.
I feel like Biden. Perfect. Lay it on thick, baby. Oh yeah, it's still legal in the Las Vegas. People are smoking inside the
That's crazy.
The place where you gamble, casinos.
The casino. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh yes, casinos. That's so crazy. That's so weird to me, because it's been, it is state by state, and I know that they banned it in Hawaii like a very long time ago. Like I was never, when I was old enough to smoke, I was never able to smoke inside ever.
Oh, well, it's probably a good thing, to be honest.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, no, it's definitely good.
But yeah. Ooh, have you seen this yet, Zia?
No, I still need to.
You should watch it.
I have not been to a movie in so long, I can't even tell you.
You should do it, and we can gush about it if you want. Up to you. So
good.
All right, guys, we are finished. Doctor Who won for the poll for favorite episode.
Wait, what? Doctor Who won? Wow, that's surprising. Okay.
Yeah. So I think Doctor Who will always win over Torchwood, though, with the major fans.
Normally, I like Doctor Who a lot more, but in this episode, I mean, in the particular set of episodes, I thought Torchwood was stronger. But
yeah. All righty. So, Zia, where can people find you? And make sure you follow for Thursday. I mean, you know.
Yes. So you can find me at Zia_land on Twitter and Instagram, Zia Land on YouTube and OnlyFans and Fansly. It's XIALAND, all one word. I was going to do a member stream tonight, but I have a thing I have to deal with. So I'm too tired to even talk about it. I don't want to think about it. So I have to push my member stream to next week, Monday. And then I am doing, what's tomorrow night? Zia next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And then Thursday is my birthday stream, also at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll have some fun guests on. And yeah, I think that's everything.
Make sure you send her a lot of love on Thursday because she deserves it.
Thank you.
So, yeah. And same thing with me. You can follow me, Xray Girl, everywhere. I probably going to be playing Pal World tomorrow. Also, for those that don't know, The Real BBC will be on Az's channel next week or this week, and it's going to be an hour earlier. So 12 p.m. Eastern, 11 Central, just so y'all know. And yeah, great stuff.
Yeah.
So thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank
you for
you,
the super
guys.
chats and all your input. And we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.